JB, could you introduce yourself and what you've been doing in the last couple of years first?
Okay, so right now I'm a full professor at the University of Nice in France. And my background is into sports science and training. I was an athlete and a coach at some point in my career. And now I'm a professor and teaching sports and locomotion biomechanics. And I'm supervising research into, let's say, power events, sprinting, jumping, in relation to performance and injury.
Perfect. And you spoke today about force velocity profiling and have also created a free-to-use Excel tool with which you can accurately determine a broad spectrum of sprint parameters. How do you think these tools can help coaches and sports scientists to plan training?
So basically what we realized over the years is that no matter how good is your laboratory device, no matter how good is your theoretical model, it will stay within a very restricted circle of researchers if you don't find ways for people to at least adapt and use it in the field. So we tried over the last 10 years to bring some methods and some devices so that coaches could at least measure correctly something. So we deal with a balance between accuracy and feasibility, because we realize that super accurate is fun, but if it's super not feasible, it's frustrating.
Okay, and the MyJump and MySprint apps for iOS are great tools in that context for creating detailed athlete profiles.
Yeah.
Are there any other tools or devices, especially inexpensive ones, that you can maybe recommend for coaches to use?
Yeah, so I wouldn't say that these apps are inexpensive, because when you think of it, you just have an iPad or an iPhone, and it's something around 300, 400 euros at minimum, and you can use it for 10 years. So I would say it's 40 euros a year. So, I mean, it's affordable. Then if you have devices that accurately measure the inputs, jump height and sprint times or velocity, and it's cheaper than that, then of course you can use it. And this is why we have developed some Excel spreadsheets, because basically the inputs into the Excel spreadsheets, if it's accurate, you can use any device. But I think, in my opinion, is that these apps are a good balance between affordability and accuracy. So, plus you can hold them in your pocket. So.
Very good. I'd also like to talk a little bit about resistive sprints for horizontal force development. Are there any key performance indicators that coaches can use to assess whether athletes are ready to perform loaded runs or maybe increase the load applied?
So basically the philosophy is exactly the same as in the gym. If you want to pull heavy, you have to be familiar with that and get used to it, and you just have to increase the load and volume, and then you're ready to do it. Because of course, if you start a training with heavy sleds, for example, right away with intense loads, you will get injured. But it's normal, it's any type of training. So I would say that resistive sprinting brings load into the running specificity. So you can find load with non-specific motion, like in a gym. There you can have load within the running pattern. Of course, the running pattern will be different, but it will be an overloaded sprint-like pattern. And I think it's interesting.
And how has your research over the years affected the way you coach athletes yourself?
So I'm an amateur coach, or I provide advices to coaches. I don't coach myself professionally, but I have changed my mind about many different things over the years. And this is shifting from everything happens in the gym and then you'll be a better sprinter or a better basketball player. This is the real big difference. You can do some very interesting things while keeping in the real sport scenario, and this is the main change over the years.
Okay, so more towards sports specificity.
Yeah.
Perfect. And final question, if you could choose a speaker that you would like to hear at the ATK next year, who would you like to see?
It's going to be a little biased answer, but I think that my colleague Jordan Mendiguchia from Spain has a lot to say and to teach, but it's more rehab and prevention oriented. But hamstring injuries today are a key issue, so I think he could be a good speaker there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
talking to us.
Thanks.
Thanks.